German Shepherds, GSDs, are one of the world's most popular and versatile dog breeds, treasured as family companions, working dogs, guard dogs, search and rescue partners, and show champions. Because of their intelligence, loyalty, athleticism, and trainability, GSDs often command high prices in pet markets globally. One of the questions many buyers ask is, do male German Shepherds cost more than females? And if so, why? The short answer is commonly, price differences exist, but they vary by region, breeder practice, bloodline quality, and market demand. In many places, there is no fixed rule that male or female German Shepherds always cost more. It depends on a range of factors, many beyond the dog's gender itself. In this guide, we'll explore how prices are set for GSD puppies, male versus female, cost differences in different regions, factors influencing the price beyond gender, costs of ownership, beyond purchase price, pros and cons of male versus female GSDs, tips on buying ethically and safely. By the end, you'll have a solid foundation to make an informed decision. 1. Typical German Shepherd prices. A global view. Let's begin by understanding general price ranges for German Shepherd puppies around the world. Worldwide averages. In the United States and many Western countries, German Shepherd puppies from reputable breeders often cost $800 to $3,000 on average. Premium show quality or working lines can go $3,000 to $10,000 plus. Adoption from shelters/rescue groups. Typically $250 to $600 as an adoption fee, often including vaccinations and spay/neuter. In other countries, for example India, prices vary widely, often from a few hundred to several thousand local currency units. Pakistan market examples. Real market listings from Pakistan show how prices vary locally. A German Shepherd, female, listed at 50,000 rupees in Rawalpindi. Another female listed at around 130,000 rupees in Faisalabad. A puppy from Lahore listed as 250,000 rupees, likely healthier with pedigree. Two 3 to 4 month old males together priced around 130,000 rupees. These examples show that even within one country and breed, prices can vary from very low to quite high, depending on many variables beyond gender. 2. Male versus female. Is there a price difference? Industry data. No major gender difference. Research data aggregated from multiple listings shows average male German Shepherd price, approximately $1,290. Average female German Shepherd price, approximately $1,260. Both have similar price ranges, $800 to $1,500 plus. This suggests that overall across many markets, there is no significant gender price gap in base cost when looking at general puppies. Market practice. Slight differences in some regions. However, in some markets, like India, breeders may price males slightly higher, typically by a small amount, for example, 2,000 to 5,000 rupees. Why does this happen? Some buyers prefer males for perceived guarding ability or larger size. Some breeders price according to demand, not breed standards. But many reputable breeders do not price differently based on sex alone, especially when both puppies are from the same healthy, quality litter. In practice, pricing is driven more by bloodline/pedigree, registration papers, health checks, and veterinary care, color and coat type, age, location, than by gender alone. 3. Why people think one gender should cost more. There are a few common perceptions that influence price psychology in the market. A. Reproduction. Potential female dogs can produce puppies, so some sellers think female pups should cost more. Conversely, some breeders prefer selling males higher because buyers use them for guarding or work. But in ethical, reputable breeding, gender should not set higher price by default. Only pedigree, health, and quality matter. B. Assumptions about size and strength. Males tend to grow slightly larger and stronger on average. Some buyers assume this makes them better guard or protection dogs. However, individual training and temperament matter far more than raw size. C. Behavioral stereotypes. Many people believe that females are calmer, easier to train, and more affectionate. Males are more protective and assertive. While some behavioral differences exist, they are not universally true and should not drive price if everything else, pedigree and health, is equal. D. Experience and market trend. In markets where one gender is simply more in demand, supply-demand pricing can skew slightly, but not drastically. 4. Price influencers. Beyond gender is just one of many factors that influence a German Shepherd's price. Let's break down the real price drivers most breeders and buyers pay attention to. A. Pedigree and bloodline. Quality dogs from champion pedigrees, working lines, or show lines cost more. Their parents may be award winners. They come with official pedigrees from kennel clubs. These traits are far more impactful on price than gender. Good pedigree often commands a premium multiple times the cost of a generic pet puppy. B. Registration and certificates. Registration with well-known kennel clubs, genetic testing certificates, and proof of health screening add value. C. Health checks and vaccinations. Puppies that have vet health certificates, are vaccinated and dewormed, have hip and elbow screenings, often sell at higher prices. D. Color and physical traits. In some regions, certain coat colors, for example pure black, sable, or long-coated GSDs, can be priced higher. E. Age. Younger puppies, approximately 2 to 3 months, are often priced higher as companions. Older adults may be cheaper, but with varying traits and habits. F. Location and local market. Prices vary across cities and countries due to local demand, cost of living, availability of breeders. This explains why Pakistani prices might differ from Indian or Western markets. 5. Typical price examples by gender. Realistic scenarios. Let's illustrate some real and typical price ranges you might see in practice for German Shepherd puppies, keeping in mind these vary widely. Example: price ranges, global average. Category: typical price range. General purebred puppy $800 to $1,500 plus. Premium working line $2,000 to $5,000 plus. Show quality champion lineage $3,000 to $10,000 plus. Adoption from shelter $250 to $600. In this broad context, the gender difference often falls within $50 to $200, not huge compared to other factors like pedigree. Example in Pakistan. Female GSD, 50,000 rupees to 250,000 rupees plus, depending on quality and source. Male GSD, approximately 65,000 to 130,000 rupees plus for pairs or individual listings. Again, the differences reflect supply, seller pricing, location, and condition more than gender alone. 6. Costs beyond purchase price. The full picture. When evaluating male versus female German Shepherd costs, remember that ownership costs over the dog's lifetime far exceed the purchase price. Major ongoing costs: food, GSDs. Eat a lot due to size. Quality diets add up. Veterinary care, routine checkups, vaccinations, preventives. Spay/neuter costs. For females, spaying. For males, neutering, if chosen. Training and socialization, essential for behavior and obedience. Accessories, beds, leashes, crates, toys, etc. Example cost breakdowns show that total first-year expenses might be several $1,000s/equivalents, depending on where you live. Gender-related cost differences after purchase. Male GSDs might cost slightly more in food due to larger size. Female GSDs, if not spayed, will need health checks related to reproductive cycles. If a female is used for breeding, costs increase significantly. Health checks, champion bloodline testing, birthing care, and so do responsibilities. Overall, these additional costs are generally more important than the puppy's purchase price itself in long-term budgeting. 7. Behavioral and practical differences by gender. Though this article focuses on price, it's useful to understand practical differences between male and female German Shepherds, as these can affect value perception. Male German Shepherds tend to be slightly larger and heavier. Often more assertive or territorial, not always, may require stronger leadership and training structure. Might eat more due to size. Often preferred by buyers looking for guard dogs or work roles. Female German Shepherds, sometimes easier to train for first-time owners, anecdotal, may be calmer at times. But this is individual, not universal. Require reproductive health management, spay surgery if you don't want litters. May live slightly longer on average in some studies. These behavioral aspects influence buyer preference, which can indirectly affect price patterns in some markets. 8. Ethical buying. How to avoid bad deals or scams. Whether you choose a male or female German Shepherd, always keep these best practices in mind. A. Meet the parents. Knowing the parent's temperament, health, and lineage helps judge puppy quality. B. Check health records. Ensure vaccinations, deworming, hip and elbow checks, and veterinary clearance are documented. C. Avoid impulse buys. Very cheap puppies may attract cruelty or neglect. Health problems often appear later. D. Ask for registration papers. Reputable breeders provide pedigree documents. E. Beware of online scams. Fake listings are common. Always meet the dog, see health certificates, and verify breeder history. 9. Final verdict. Which costs more, male or female? Short. Answer. There is no universal rule that male German Shepherds cost more than females, or vice versa. In broad market data, prices are very similar for both genders once all other factors are accounted for. In specific local markets, for example, parts of South Asia, you might see slight pricing differences based on buyer demand, but gender itself isn't usually the biggest cost driver. Best practice. Judge each dog based on pedigree quality, health and veterinary records, breeder reputation, temperament, and suitability for your lifestyle, not on gender alone. Conclusion. What matters most in price? Here's what actually determines the value of a German Shepherd more than gender. Bloodline and pedigree. Puppies from champion or respected breeder lines command the highest prices. Health, documentation, and vet care. Proof of health and proper care raises confidence and price. Location and market demand. Prices differ widely across cities and countries. Training and socialization. A well-handled puppy with early training tends to be more expensive and easier to manage. Breed type and purpose. Show, working, or championship line dogs cost more than pet or household companions. So whether you choose a male or a female German Shepherd, the true worth lies in the dog's overall health, temperament, upbringing, and how well it fits your family, not strictly its.